Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Charles, your go-to spot for everything coin collecting and numismatics. If you love discovering fascinating coins from around the world and learning about their history and value, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into a classic piece from France, the 1981 20 centimes coin. So, let's explore its background, design, rarity, and most importantly, how much this coin is worth today. The 20 centimes coin from France is part of the old French franc currency system that was used before the euro was introduced in 2002. The 1981 20 centimes is a coin from the new franc era, which started in 1960 when the franc was revalued. 100 old francs became one new franc. Let's take a closer look at the design. The obverse features the iconic image of Marianne, the national symbol of the French Republic, wearing a Phrygian cap, a symbol of liberty. The artist behind this design was the famous French sculptor Jules Clement Chaplin. On the reverse, you'll see the denomination 20 centimes along with the year 1981, and below that, the initials of the engraver. The coin is made of bronze and has a diameter of about 21 millimeters, making it small but charming. In 1981, France minted around 120 million 20 centimes coins, making it a relatively common coin. Because of this large mintage, it's not particularly rare, but condition is key when it comes to value. So, how much is the 1981 20 centimes coin worth today? Generally, if you have one in average circulated condition, meaning it's been used and shows wear, it's worth just its face value or slightly above, which is negligible since the franc is no longer legal tender. But, if you're lucky enough to have a coin in uncirculated or mint condition, it can fetch a bit more from collectors. Prices for uncirculated coins typically range between $1 to $5 USD depending on the grade. If you're looking to collect or sell this coin, here are some tips. Look for coins with minimal scratches, no discoloration, and sharp details. Coins with original mint luster or those graded by professional services tend to be more valuable. Avoid coins that have been cleaned aggressively or damaged. You can find these coins on popular marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, or dedicated coin shops. If you want to sell, consider having the coin graded by professional numismatists to increase buyer confidence. So, the France 1981 20 centimes coin is a beautiful piece of history, not incredibly valuable in terms of money, but definitely a neat collectible for anyone interested in French currency or European coins. To really appreciate the 1981 20 centimes coin, we need to take a quick look back at the history of French currency and the context in which this coin was minted. Before the introduction of the euro in 2002, France used the franc as its official currency for over a century. The franc itself has a long and storied history, dating back to the 14th century under King John II of France. But the franc as we know it in modern times underwent major changes in the 20th century. By the mid-1900s, due to inflation and economic shifts, the French government decided to reform its currency. In 1960, the new franc was introduced, which was worth 100 old francs. This was done to simplify the currency system and stabilize the economy. The 20 centimes coin you see from 1981 belongs to this new franc era. It was part of the currency system designed for everyday transactions and was commonly used in markets, shops, and daily life across France. Interestingly, the 20 centimes denomination was a practical value, small enough for minor purchases but large enough to be handy. It reflected the social and economic life of France in the late 20th century, a time of modernization and growth. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, France was also undergoing political and cultural changes. This coin circulated through the hands of many French citizens during this transformative period, from bustling cities to quiet villages. So, when you hold a 1981 20 centimes coin, you're actually holding a small piece of French history, a token from an era before the euro, representing a unique time in France's economic and cultural evolution. One of the most important factors that determine the value of any coin, including the 1981 France 20 centimes, is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved over the years are much more desirable to collectors than those that show heavy wear and tear. Let's break down the common grades of coin condition you might encounter. Circulated ***, these coins have been used in everyday transactions, so they typically show signs of wear, like faded details, scratches, and dull surfaces. The 1981 20 centimes coin is pretty common in circulated condition, which means its value is usually just around face value or a little more. Fine, F, to very fine, VF*** in this range. The coin has some wear, but major details like Marianne's face and the lettering are still visible. These coins can be a bit more valuable, but because so many were minted, they're still fairly common. Extremely fine, XF, to about uncirculated, AU** coins with only very slight wear and much of the original luster remaining. These can fetch a higher price because they look almost new, and details are sharp. Uncirculated, mint state, MS***, these coins show no signs of wear at all and still have their original mint shine. Uncirculated 1981 20 centimes are the rarest to find and usually command the best prices, anywhere from a few dollars up to around $5, depending on the market. If you're buying or selling, always check the coin's condition carefully. Small differences like scratches, discoloration, or cleaning damage can significantly affect value. Also, professional grading by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC can help certify the coin's condition and increase buyer confidence. So whether you find a worn 20 centimes in your pocket or a pristine uncirculated specimen at a coin show, knowing the condition is key to understanding its worth.